I just want to let's talk a little bit about how your experience and being, an immigrant coming to the United States in 1997 will help you better suited to help the people in the city of Lauderhill.
Well, it has, like I was telling you before, it has not been easy. But again, once you know your why and you know your purpose, and especially when you have children, there's certain things that um, you learn to live with, and you learn to survive and to cope with it, and look forward for better. My journey here, when I moved in 1997, I immediately started to go to school. Um, Miami-Dade Community College at the time it was. Now it's Miami-Dade. And that as a whole was not an easy process, because at that time, um, when you first got here in the United States, you don't have your paperwork, right? Your
Yes,
status, as being
yes,
an
yes,
immigrant, a green card or anything like that.
yes,
So that right there was an obstacle, because it's either you go to school, right, or you decide to pay for it, because you cannot have financial aid.
yes, yes.
They didn't allow you to have financial aid because you consider as an immigrant, so you didn't have your green card yet.
So I don't
So
want to
that's
interrupt
why.
you, but
Go
I don't
ahead.
want to interrupt you, but I want to say something to that fact. So it's
Hmm.
interesting. You came to the United States in 1997 and you had that
Hmm.
experience. I actually came to the United States in like 1976, I believe is when my parents brought us to the United States. And I never knew that I didn't have papers. I knew we got on the plane and came to the United
Hmm.
States. And I
Yeah.
remember I'm in 10th grade, 10th or 11th grade, and they make us take this test called a ASVAB or something to that
Hmm.
effect, and
Yes. Yes.
it's one of the ones that you scored for like military or something.
Hmm.
And one of the
Yes.
guys came, and I guess I scored pretty decent on the test. And he goes
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, so where were you born?" And I was like, "I was born in Nassau." He's like, "Oh, so are you a citizen?" I'm like, "What? I don't know." And then he asked me, "Well, do you have a green card?" And I'm like, "What's that?" Right? And he was like, I was like, "What's a green card?" And he said, "Well, you're gonna need that if you want to go into the military or you go to college."
Yes.
And I remember
Yes.
going home and telling my mother, like, "Mommy, this man asked me if I have a green card. We need to get that green card, because if I don't get it, I'm not going to be able to go to
Going to be
school
able
or
to go to
do
school.
anything with
Yes.
myself." So fortunately for me, I found out, like while I was in high school, and the laws were very, very different, because immigration is
Yes.
actually a very big thing right now. And it's
It
interesting,
is.
and it's good that you brought that out. And I'm wearing my, daughter of an immigrant shirt today, but that's a very interesting. But at that time, the laws were much better, much more human is the best word for
Yes.
me, best way for
Yes.
me to explain it. The word,
Hmm.
the immigration laws at that time were just more human, and they
Hmm.
understand that even though someone came to the United States, we came with the proper papers and everything, but someone was here that, they're people. It's just not a number, you know what I mean? That we're people, and the laws were
Exactly.
just a lot more humane. So
Yes.
yeah, sorry for that sidetrack, but I
No, no,
just think
no.
it
It's
is
fine.
very
It's
important
fine. It's
for
fine.
us to
But
talk about the different
I like that.
experience of immigrants, in this country, in this
Yes, it
country.
is. It has not. It has not been easy, and even until now, we're talking about school. It is like really a big issue for you to further education if you
Yes,
want to do that, because you even find barriers in the institutions.
yes,
So
absolutely,
it's crazy. So that's why I always
absolutely.
keep telling everybody, education is key. You need to educate yourself, find out the resources, how you can get in touch with certain people, where you go by to go ahead and get that process done, because it's not an easy process.
Right.
I'll tell you myself, before I decided to go ahead and finish, I have a degree in nursing, healthcare administration, hospitality. It was not easy, especially being a single mom. You don't have the support that you really need. My mom lives with me at the time and was like, she has always been sick. You name
Wow.
it, ear surgery, because from history, she has been abused by my father, where she get beating in the ears, and right now she on her third surgery. So she couldn't go to work. So I thank God in a way that I had her to help me out when I needed to further my education. Because again, that the system here, what I encountered, to come back to your question, it give you, like, as far as us, there's two options for you in certain case, right? It's either you go to school, right,
Yes.
or you work couple of jobs to pay the bill.